Hey there guys, this is Uriel DCX and welcome to my post commentary on the first episode of Oblivion. The reason why I'm having to do post commentary is because I'm having to record my audio via Audacity, because Fraps records my microphone very quietly. So obviously I'm going to be able to overlay this and edit the volume so that you'll be able to hear me over the top of the game. Anyway guys, it's great to be back, and it's great to be able to play on a game that isn't Visual Boy Advance based without it being slow, laggy and crashing. Anyway guys, as you can see, I am playing the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And we're going to start a new game, obviously. As you can see here, this is just the main menu. I do have saves, so it has the continue option. This is the Game of the Year edition on Steam. So I do have both Knights of Nine and the Shivering Isles, which I will be covering in this playthrough. It is going to be all the questline playthroughs, the guilds as well as the main game. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now because this is an awesome intro. Patrick Stewart.
For 65 years I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land. This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
Oh, this is such an epic intro if I ever did see one. Whilst it's closing in on the prison, which is that building right in front of us now, just a quick reason why I am doing post commentary. Like I said, it is because of the microphone not being picked up by Fraps very well. However, I'm going to get a gaming headset once I get paid again, which should fix the problem, and I'll be able to do live commentary whilst I play, so you can get my reactions whilst I play. So these first couple episodes are going to be pretty much like tutorial episodes anyway, just showing you how to play the game, so it's not essential that you see my crazy wacky reactions. At the moment, as you can see, I am quickly scrolling through all the different races within the game. I've already changed my name to Giryu, as I will do with all playthroughs that allow me to change my name. So say the Argonians, the Bretons and the Dark Elves. I've already flicked through most of them. You've also got things like the High Elf. However, for this playthrough, I eventually do pick an Orc. The reason why, I mean, through my Skyrim experience, I love playing as Orcs. I mean, the Orcs on this look horrendous in comparison to the Orcs in Skyrim, obviously, but this is because it's such an old game in comparison now. So I was flicking through, I was thinking about picking maybe Dark Elf there, but then I changed my mind, and then I was thinking about maybe going Nord here, which is why I hovered over the Nord for a while. But in the end, like I said, I went for an Orc, the Ozma, mainly because of, well, not even mainly because of the Berserker Rage, but just because of the heightened physical stats that an Orc starts off with. Because I am going to have a pure brutal, you know, heavy armor, the lot. Probably not two-handed weapon. Well, maybe two-handed weapon. I haven't quite decided that yet. Anyway, I don't make custom faces. I just randomize it until something looks quite nice. And as you can see, you can change your hair. You can change your hair color. You can change your hair length. At the end of the day, when you put a helmet on, your hair disappears anyway. what's the point in really faffing with your hair too much. I just go with the standard orc top knot, purely because that's what I like using on Skyrim as well. I was trying to just make my character look a bit like Skyrim. I always have like grey silvery hair as well. I don't know why, it's just a characteristic that I do. You can't change the eyes on an orc, purely because it's an orc and they only have one type of eyes. But anyway, after you click yes, then you will be into the game, such as now. And then you get a bunch of tutorials telling you how to move, WASD to move around as usual. At the moment it's set to walk because I forgot to hit the caps lock button to make his auto run, but I do sort that out later.
By the 9 divines,
And then I realised that I don't have general subtitles on, so I'll put the general subtitles on. But it misses out the first section anyway. This guy will pretty much mock you regardless of your race. Even if you pick a Dumner as well, he will, because he is a dark elf, he will still take the piss out of you.
At least you've got that brutish strength. Must be nice to just rip someone apart.
Yes, I will come back and rip your arm off. Not to induce spoilers, but we will be meeting this guy again later. I think his name's Daleth or something along those lines. Daleth Roth or something like that.
Like an animal in a cage.
We will be coming back and seeing him later.
Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming for you.
Well, fuck you. No, this game, this series, sorry, is not going to be PG-13. I am an adult, therefore I will use adult language as I see fit. And for the next part, what we see is a couple of guards and what we will soon find out to be the Emperor. And before you ask, when I pick up the cup and the bowl, I didn't mean to do it, I just forgot how to stand up off a chair. It has been a while since I've played Oblivion. I tried to use E to get out of the chair and it didn't work, and then I realised I had to move.
You, prisoner, stand aside.
Well, I was usually have to stand directly under the window, but for some reason it still picked it up even though I was over there. So that worked.
Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
Anyway, what's happening here is the Emperor is trying to escape assassins who have killed his sons, and luckily enough for us,
You are the one from
the
my
escape
dreams.
route is through
Then
our
the
prison
stars were
cell.
right. And
Now,
this
what would
is
be the
the
chances
day.
of that?
Gods give me strength.
What is going on, my dear man?
Assassins attacked my sons.
Oh, isn't that bloody
and I am
lovely?
Next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape
Well,
route leads
blow
through
me
your
down and
cell.
call me an idiot. I would never have guessed that, otherwise you were just coming for a chat.
Perhaps the gods have placed you here
Rubbish.
so that we may meet.
The
As
divines
for
don't
what you have
exist,
done,
we never
it
bloody
does not
see them.
matter. That
The
is
Daedra,
not
however,
what
we
you
do
will be
see.
remembered for.
All too frequently in this game.
I am your emperor, Uriel
Not
Septim.
for much
By the
longer.
grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are
It
a
says
citizen
who?
of Tamriel,
I could have came
and
from
you
any of the
too
other
shall
continents
serve her
that
in
surround
your own way.
Tamriel. You don't know that.
You will find your own path. Take care. There will be blood.
Oh,
and
Patrick
death
Stewart,
before
aren't
the
you
end.
such a happy man?
Please.
Yes, if you didn't realise, Uriel Septim was played by Patrick Stewart. And I think the reason why the Emperor dies so quickly is because Patrick Stewart probably charged an absolute fortune to do this voiceover. Anyway, guys, now we're able to move around freely rather than being stuck in the cell. I don't know why I stood there for so long. I think it was to give us a chance to explain things, but I've pretty much done that whilst the Emperor was talking. As you can see, I'm still walking. I forgot to hit the caps lock, but then I do hit the caps lock, realising that's how to run. And then I start moving a bit quicker. Thank Christ for that. I had a look down there because in this place there's a lot of doors knocking about, usually what the assassins use, which we'll be seeing soon. You can't get through any of them, they're all locked and you need a key. Stand aside. Well, I've got no weapon, so I'm going to back off, I thought. Protect myself with what? My fists? Well, actually you can do. So I thought, bugger it, let's punch this guy to death. You know, because punching metal plate armour is a good idea. We all know this to be true. He had nothing. She had a steel sword, so I'll take that. We're not going to use the steel sword just yet because you can actually pick up her other weapon, which is an Akaviri katana, which is what we'll be using up until we can exit these sewers. I was actually looking for it at the moment because it was hiding. I couldn't quite see it, but then I realised it was lying there. I mean, a tiny little line, come on. I could hardly see it as it was. So anyway, you press tab to come into this menu, and then you can, you know, pick your equipment. There's the Akaviri katana. It's slightly stronger than the steel sword, and it just looks better. It also has a higher durability as well. It lasts longer, because with it being a sharper blade, I suppose. You can ready your weapon by pressing F or attack to get it out. You hold your block button to block with your weapon if you haven't got a shield equipped, and then obviously the attack button to swing your sword. So yeah, that's pretty much that, and then obviously I'm just stealing things out of the chest because when we leave here we will need money, and the only way to get money really is to sell a lot of stuff or quest the living crap out of this game. Which I might have to do at some points, but usually you're alright for money because a lot of the equipment you get you can just loot off dead bodies, and it usually lasts you for a little while before you find something better, usually via quest lining. A lot of the guilds give you armors and weapons which is far better than the majority of the stuff which you can just buy. And look at that, in that bag you can get anything, but I got a pewter ball. What we just saw there was the first of our locked picklocking minigames. That was just a very easy one, so we only had one lock on it. Later on you can get all of them, which makes things very difficult, but I still personally find the Oblivion's lockpick minigame a lot more intuitive and easy than the Skyrim's version. I haven't got anything against the Skyrim one, I just prefer the Oblivion one. It's a lot easier to navigate through. Anyway, I finally got some armor so we can get all those rabs and drabs and steal all this guy's stuff out of the club because it's worthless, and it literally is worthless. It doesn't sell for anything, and it's a really rubbish attacking weapon. Now it's telling us to cast a spell. You're pressing C, so you aim up against that rat, and then I realised I didn't have fireball flare attached, so then I have to re-aim and bong, one dead rat. So that's pretty much it for magic. You just equip what you want and then you press C and it'll cast it. If it's a projectile, it'll throw it wherever you're aiming. If not, then it'll cast it on yourself, which is pretty straightforward really. I'm not picking up any torches. They don't weigh anything, but I never use them, so I'm not going to litter my inventory with them. I get a little bit OCD with my inventory. I don't like it being littered with crap that I don't use, even if it has a 0 weight, so I can carry infinite anyway. The one thing I don't like about this game, which Skyrim definitely improved on, is that the arrow capacity, not the capacity, but the arrows have weight to them. I know it's realistic, but it means that you can very quickly litter your inventory or weight capacity, with an awful lot of arrows, especially if you're an archer. It can become a problem if you start like collecting loads and loads and loads of arrows. It'll take up all of your space very, very quickly. Skyrim completely did away with that, so you can carry infinite numbers of arrows without it eating up your inventory space. And right there, I did not see where that rat came from. As far as I'm concerned, that rat came out of the bloody wall. That just jumped out and flew straight in my face out of the wall. Oh, and then that rat kind of didn't, well, it caught us by surprise, but I blocked in time, so it didn't do any damage. I was actually quite surprised at how quick my reactions were to that. Wasn't expecting that at all. As you can see, I'm kind of using the block command at the moment. I usually neglect it, and I don't want to, because I want to use pretty much a sword and shield or an axe and shield kind of thing. I haven't decided whether it's going to be bladed or blunt weapons I'm going to use, but I never really use the shield, and I really want to try something different to what I usually use. But now I'm wearing full heavy armor, the very basic. It's rusty iron equipment. It does fit in here, and it'll do, you know, for when you're out and about. I mean, if you go straight to the arena, which I will do, because I always do the arena first, because it's good experience and you get good equipment out of it. I mean, I'll do that first, and you get a raiment, which is like a full body of armor, and it's actually fairly decent for the very beginning of the game, and it will last you a little while. I try and take it off as soon as possible, because I don't like wearing it, because it is a full body outfit, and the only thing that you can wear is a helmet. The rest of it is all one piece, so it does make your defense suffer a little bit. and I do apologise for that. I was interrupted. But anyway, as you can see, I'm getting skill ups for attacking. My blade keeps going up whenever I land a hit. My athletics, your athletics goes up whenever you run or swim. The same as if you jump, your acrobatics go up. That's one thing I do miss in Skyrim. You don't have athletics feats or acrobatics. It does make it very easy to level up if you put it as your major skill, so you can just level up by running around pretty much. But I think it's still good. It still would have been good if we had like a little perk tree for it, even if it was just like a couple of perks. It was just basically saying there on that tutorial that if you hit those skulls, it'll alert enemies in the near area, because you can detect by sound as well as sight. But anyway, guys, this is the end of the video for this one. But can we get out of the caverns and out of the sewers altogether? Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.